Hello, hello. Hi, Facebook Live. If you are watching this portion of the Facebook Live, then you are most likely on replay. So go ahead and put hashtag replay so that I know that you're watching. I have some new friends on here. So I just want to connect with you guys and pop on here and say hello. I am drinking my hot lemon water because I am in Central Oregon and it is freezing. It was like 19 degrees this morning, so it's pretty cold. And there's snow in the mountains and all of that, so we'll see what happens this year. Anyway, hello. My name is Val Nichols. For those of you who do not know me, I am a success coach for women, and I help high-achieving women crush their fears and live the best life possible. So there is something I want to talk to you about today. And if you saw my post, you saw what it's about. This is talking about that thing. That's right. Your thing. The thing that is so unique to you. And I don't want to start out on a depressing note because it's been a really good day. I woke up, snuggled with my dog, did my morning routine, which is absolutely amazing. And then I was able to go have coffee with a very important, very amazing woman in my life. And little did we know, 2 hours flew by like that. And we just had a really great time. And, you know, it is so important to make time for those people in your life and those women in your life that just pour into you and that are just know you. You know, there's something so valuable and so unique when someone truly knows you and truly loves you for who you are. So if you do hop on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. I'm always fascinated by how the Facebook world connects us with so many people. I have clients who are on the East Coast. I have clients here in Oregon. I have clients in Australia. I have clients just all over the world. So it fascinates me that we can all just come together and connect in this way. So I do want to talk to you about that thing, your thing. I've had some women in my life recently who've had some pretty tragic diagnoses come up in their lives. And I don't say that to be morbid or sad, but it has really, really got me thinking because these women are younger than I am. And it's really got me thinking like, wow, you know, what would I be thinking right now? What would I be going through if I had this information that these women had, you know, and their whole future is just very unpredictable. It's not known. I mean, what would you think in that moment if someone told you that you had some diagnosis that may or may not be curable, or someone told you that you may or may not have very long to live? Like, what would you think in that moment? So I've really been reflecting and thinking about that. And I was journaling the other day, and this thought just came to me, this intuitive thought came to me about, you know, where would I stand and what would I believe in that moment if I knew it was my last couple of months to live, or if I knew I only had a certain amount of time to live. And I think it's this very interesting thought to explore because, of course, you know, I'm having this amazing life, and, you know, I'm sure that all of you guys who are watching, most of the women who follow me and watch my lives a lot are, you know, successful women who have the opportunities to self-examine and really dig deeper and explore those areas in their lives where they would love to up-level and where they would love to just be poured into by a coach. So I know that the people who watch my lives are very, very high achieving. Like the women who follow me are amazing, strong women. And a lot of us have this ability to just overcome, you know, to overcome these events and overcome these things in our life and rise to the top regardless of whatever it was that life put us through. You know, we can take that 1-2 punch and we can just return it with a smile and say, okay, well, let's go. You give me lemons, I'm going to make you hot lemon water, right? So here's the thought that I was thinking. And I really, truly believe that if I were to die today, like let's just say that, if I were to die today and I faced God and I faced, my creator, if I went wherever, to heaven and wherever it is, then I don't really believe that he would say to me, wow, I'm really glad that you greeted on Sunday, or I'm really glad that you had your day planned out and you were organized, and wow, I'm really glad that you journaled every day, or that you went on a run, or that you did all these things that are great things. But here's the thing, here's a tweak of thought. How often are we doing things that just fill space in our time, or we're doing things because we are so caught up in the busyness of life? We're so caught up in doing those busy things that we're not actually paying attention to the assignment we were given while we're here on earth. And I really, truly thought about it. And it brought me back to, 6 months ago when I slid my notice across my boss's desk at my corporate job. And even though I had the car, I have the house, I have the husband, I have the job, the salary, I had the benefits, the cushy office with leather furniture. I mean, every single thing that someone could just look at my life and be like, wow, she has got it. I mean, everything. And I remember I would unpack these awards, because I would get these awards that my company did every single quarter for being, top in my sales. And it was meaningless. I don't know if any of you guys can relate with that. Give me some hearts. Let me know I'm not alone in this. That feeling that once I achieved something, whether it was a sales goal, or if I achieved a certain amount of money in my bank account, or if I got that ring I wanted, or if I, anything any accolade, anything in your life that you might achieve, but there was no substance. At the end of the day, there was times when I would come home and I was just frustrated and sad, and I would just be overwhelmed, and I would cry, and my poor husband would be like, what do I do? What do you need? And I would just say, I don't know. I don't know. I just need to cry. Just sit with me while I cry. Because there was this thing in my life. There was this thing in my life that was so much bigger than this job job that I was going to. Hi, Stacy. Thank you for the hearts. I love hearts. They're so cute. I haven't seen you in forever. I would love to catch up with you, actually, now that I think about it. But there's this thing that is so much bigger in your life. And for some of you, that might be working that corporate job and getting to that place. I have clients who are real estate agents, and they are amazing in their corporate jobs, and they're key players, and they thrive at that. That's great. That's wonderful. But for me, there was this thing that was so much deeper, that was just tugging in my heart. And I knew that if I didn't take the opportunity to stop and explore it, that I may never have that opportunity again. This is something that I had been my whole life, it's been there. I've done this before. I've done it, and it was there. And when I went to sleep at night, I would think about it. And it would pull at my heartstrings, because I knew that this is what God was really calling me to do. And when I was in prayer and he was telling me to take the leap and I would ignore it, there's something that happens, this inner turmoil, when you know that there is something so much bigger, a calling on your life that is so much bigger than what you're doing now. Stacy says, anytime this is a struggle I've been through while I've went through my career, cancer. Oh my gosh, honey, I didn't know you had cancer. Gosh, it's probably been like 5 years since I've seen you though. So yeah, let's definitely catch up for sure. I'll message you or you message me and we'll connect because I would love to sit and chat with you. So when there's this thing that is so much bigger on your life, 6 months ago when I made the decision to turn my notice in at this corporate job where I was making great steady money, I was, doing everything that was just, it was a dream come true. Honestly, I've met lifelong friends in this career, like women I love to death. Like I just can't even imagine if we hadn't spent that week in Tennessee together, like where we'd be. Like my life would be so different without my sisterhood, But here's the thing, I knew that there was something bigger. And I kept trying to run away from it. I kept trying to ignore it. I kept trying to take the signs and paint over them and write my will on it and write my agenda. And there was a moment when I realized that if I didn't do this now, I would regret it for the rest of my life. And I would so much rather take the chance and fail and stumble because I can handle that. I can handle failure. I've proven it to myself. I failed many, many times, dropped out of business school, almost failed out of beauty school. Like, yeah, I can handle failure. Like I've done that. I've been there. I can recover from that. I know how to recover from that. So I would so much rather show up, take the risk, and fail than 10 years from now sit in regret because I didn't do it, right? I've been there. I've done that. I can look back in my life and regret things that I did or did not do. But would I still be the same person today? I don't know. But when I took that chance and took the risk to just invest in myself and I stepped out and I quit my corporate job and went full-time into coaching, I remember thinking in that moment that if I were to die today, I don't think that God would have said, hey, good job getting your bonuses, like spot on, you made the Presidential Diamond Award again, way to go. Wow, you really knocked him out of the park at, speaking at that thing the other day. He would look at me and he would say, daughter, I am so glad that you did these things. I'm proud of you. You made a difference. That's awesome. But what about that one thing? That one thing. Your thing that I sent you here to do. What about that calling that I kept nudging you and I kept interrupting your life and I kept telling you and I kept nudging you? What about that one thing that you were called to do? Why didn't you ignore that? Why did you ignore it? And I really wouldn't feel good if my excuse was, oh, I got really busy. Or, oh my gosh, I was scared. I was fearful. Sorry. I was scared. And he would say, I put people in your life for that. I equipped you with women who encourage you and lift you up. And I equip you with everything you need. And you still ignored this calling. What am I going to say? Sorry, Netflix had a good series on. Sorry, I was scrolling through my feed. So I want to encourage you today because I know it's possible. I know it's possible. What is that one thing? What is your thing that God is calling you to do? Hi, Michelle. Thank you for the hearts. Hello, hello. Oh, Rodney. Hi. Hello, hello. Thanks for the hearts. So what is that one thing, your thing, that God is calling you to do? And I'll add a twist to it. What excuses are you believing or buying into that are holding you back from the life that you have as possible? And I'll encourage you, we're going into the Christmas season. This season is all about joy and giving and family and all of that. But let's not neglect the fact that the best gift that we can give is to show up 100% authentic to who we are, because that is going to deeply impact the rest of your life. That is going to impact your children's life when you in real time are showing up and showing them what it's like to be a true authentic person in the world instead of showing up in this superficial way. What are you going to teach your kids when you're showing them to go pursue their dreams and put that before anything else? What are you going to show your kids in real time that they're capable of doing? Or are you just going to settle? Settle for less than you deserve. Settle for less than what you were created for. You could settle and live in that. But God has called you to something so much greater. And if you discover, there's two things in life that are important: the day you were born and the day you discover why. And once you discover that why, every single thing in your life is going to fall into place. Believe me, I can only say this because it's happened in my life. And it's happened in numerous, every client I've worked with has discovered who they really are and has blossomed in this passion and this purpose that has dramatically changed their lives. So I know it's possible. If it's possible for me, someone who used to wander around being so lost and so confused, I had no idea who I was, and I would be seeking my purpose and who I was in everything external that I could, whether that was partying and going out and being this to these people and this to these people and showing up and just doing all these things that were just so insane now that I know my truth. But if you can show up 100% who you are and find out who that person is, come on, get to know. Hi, Michelle. Oh, thank you so much for the hearts. They're so beautiful. I love the hearts. Thank you. So how can you? God said to serve humanity is what God's purpose is for my life. Amen, sister. Amen. I love that. See, Michelle knows her purpose, and she can stand firm in that and know who she is. And here's the thing. Once you know who you really, really are and what you believe in and what your passion and your purpose is, you stand so much firmer. Like, you stand firm in your foundation, and you can make every single decision in your life based off of that. Life becomes easier. It's, you have your non-negotiables, you get that out of the way, and you dramatically transform your entire life, how you approach life. It's amazing. Michelle Bren, love this. If you guys have anyone that you think needs to hear this message, feel free to share it. I would love to reach as many people as I can, because this is me doing my purpose in life. This is me doing my passion. This is me doing what God has called me to do, and that is to reach the women who are settling and the women who there's something more in life for them. And I know that there's women out there because I was one of them. I was walking around in this world totally lost, no purpose, no hope, walking around like a normal human being, like wavering in life. Anything that shiny that came up, I'd be like, oh, yes, ooh, yes, oh, yeah, and I would go. And that's kind of like one of my clients, she was just all over the place when we first started working, all over the place. Literally, we would have a conversation, our coaching calls, in the hour that we were talking, she would be like, oh my gosh, I figured out my purpose. I am going to get a Harley and I'm going to travel across the US, and then no, I'm going to get a camper, and then I'm going to do women's shelters, and I'm going to like offer my home for women's shelters, and then, you know, like all over the place. And I would ask her these questions, you know, kind of prod her and ask these deeper questions to come to a clear, like, clarity. And she'd be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I'd be like, well, I know you know, so let's discover that and let's find out what your truth is. And she is now, it is incredible, you guys. I can't use her name because, you know, client confidentiality. But it would be incredible if you saw even her Facebook post or whatever. If you saw this woman's life like 4 months ago to now, I don't know if you would believe that it was the same woman, because she went from being like this, you know, free spirit, like all over the place, scattered, to like knowing her purpose, knowing who she is, and standing firm in that. Like, it is incredible. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. What is it that's your true calling? What is your true purpose in life? Do you know what it is? If you don't, and you're not living that yet, congratulations. You've got an amazing journey to go through. It is fun. It's, you know, sometimes it's can get frustrated. I'm not going to lie, because I wouldn't be honest if I told you it was going to be so easy. But the great thing is you're in this process of discovery right now that is so incredibly therapeutic and healing, where you get to walk through this and discover who this human is that you've been carrying around with yourself your whole life. It's an amazing process. I've been through it myself. I've taken lots of women through it. It's an amazing process to discover who you really are. It's fun. It's almost like, you know, when you get really kind of excited when you're going on a first date and you're like, ooh, I get to know this person. It's kind of exciting and fun. That's what it's like to get to know yourself. It's kind of like being on a first date and discovering yourself. So who is it that you are called to be? And if you're not there yet, what excuses are you allowing yourself to buy into that are holding you back from your true calling? All right, guys, thanks so much for watching with me. Thanks so much for jumping on Facebook and spending this little time with me to discover who you are. Oh, thank you, Michelle. This was awesome. Oh, feel free to share it. I would love it to reach whoever I can. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I just love you guys so much, and I love connecting here on Facebook. And before you get off, I'll show you guys my tree. It's so cute. Let me show it to you real quick. We put up our little tree. Aw, isn't that cute? All right, guys. Well, I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Mwah! Bye.